Hi. Okay. I want to talk about um, families in the music business, and I thought of Janet Jackson because of Michael Jackson and the Jacksons. The Jacksons are basically a musical dynasty. I mean, the Jackson Five started in 1970 something, 1970. Um, Well, I know them from 1970. Okay, maybe they started in 1960. Um, okay, I know them because Joe Jackson wanted his family to be successful, and I think that he wanted to be famous himself, and he had a little bit of fame with one song, "Stepping Out," but none of his other stuff really took off. So then he started managing his family, his five boys at first, because his wife, their mother, Catherine, saw Michael Jackson's potential and the rest of the family too, but they always said that Michael was the one who stood out. So, and he was the youngest of that group. And so they put the spotlight on him, but it didn't work out in the way that, yeah, they're famous and everything, but it caused a rift in the family because I think that I think he wanted to sing, but I don't think he wanted all the attention on him. And the other brothers wanted some credit for even being in the band, but it turned into Michael Jackson, like all about Michael Jackson. And then when Michael Jackson decided to step out on his own, 1979 for the Off the Wall, it was a big stew because I mean his father Joe wanted him to stay with the family because he wanted them to stay together, but also he could control what they did. So then, um, that's why there was resistance at first. But then um, Michael Jackson had ace in his pocket, kind of, in the form of Quincy Jones, probably one of the most famous producers ever. And he really just took a liking to Michael, and Michael liked him too. So they started working together, and he said that I want to create something that I write all the songs on and I do everything for. And Quincy Jones was like, okay. So, and you see in the videos, for the first song, he just created three Michaels for doing the dancing. And then there was Rock With You and PYT. Um, uh, uh, there's a lot. And then he was the most famous for 1982, the Thriller album, which everybody knows. I mean, if you don't know the Thriller album, I don't know where you've been. Because it's just the way that he did all the songs and the music videos, and he treated music videos like movies. And he got a director, John Landis, to direct the videos, but they look like movies. And also Vincent Price of horror fame is in the video. And Vincent Price is a very famous actor. Very famous. He was in Edward Scissorhands for 2 minutes as the inventor because he dies in the film and he leaves Johnny Depp, Edward Scissorhands alone. But anyway, okay. So then after the Thriller album, his career skyrocketed. Okay? Skyrocketed. And he was never the same after that. Never the same. Always great. You can say what you want about his personal life and private stuff and whatever. And we can debate and speculate and whatever. But from a musical standpoint only, solely musical standpoint, he was a genius. And then so then his little sister, the youngest sister of the Jacksons, Janet, came along, and they were, hold on, he was born in 1959. She was born in 1966. So they're 7 years apart. Okay. And then she came along and she was actually started acting. She was in Good Times. She had the role of Penny in Good Times. No, I did not watch Good Times, but I'm aware of it. And then she started doing her own albums. Her first one was, I don't know what it was called, but it was like in 1985. It was before 1986 because 1986 was Control, but there was one before that. But the thing with that one was Joe Jackson still was managing her, so he had control of what she did and how she sounded and everything. And the reason why she named the album Control was that she wanted to take control and break the chain of him telling her what to do. And she was also asserting her independence as a young woman. And so Control broke through the ceiling. I mean, everybody knows, most people know songs on Control. And then, the Rhythm Nation came 1989. Then there was the Janet period. And then, I mean, she's been in the business for at least 20 years. At least. 30 years now, almost 40. Almost. But 30. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, she came out with Decade. The Decade album, the best songs up to that point. And, I mean, if there's a hit, it was pretty much on that. So, and she also was an actress. She did a couple of roles after the Penny from Good Times. She was in Poetic Justice with Tupac Shakur, and then she did The Nutty Professor. I think she was in The Nutty Professor too. And she also contributed songs to the soundtrack. And then she did Why Did I Get Married? And Why Did I Get Married too? But some stuff, I guess a little gossip, but I think most people know this, but at the time she was doing the Why Did I Get Married To? Her brother had just passed away. So then Tyler Perry, which was the writer and director of that, he made her character and made her scenes where she could be really emotional because she was going through really emotional stuff at that time. So then it was a release for her. cathartic release. So, yeah. Also, I kind of thought about her also because of the Super Bowl's coming up pretty soon, and she was on the Super Bowl as a halftime show uh, at least twice. So yeah, I consider that as achievement. All right.